Hello, I'm Carl Grapentine from WFMT Radio in Chicago. Welcome to Berlin. This is one of my favorite cities in the world. I've been coming here for more than 50 years. It's one of the great centers for classical music. So many orchestras, 3 opera houses, so much music going on in town. So I'd like to have you come along and we'll show you some of my favorite places in Berlin and some places of musical importance. We're here in front of the Brandenburg Gate, more than anything, the symbol of Berlin. Originally, it was just one of many city gates. It was built between 1788 and 1791. The first 2 times I came to Berlin, one was in the 1960s, one was in the 1970s, and of course the Berlin Wall was still up. Here we are on the Gendarmenmarkt, one of the major squares in Berlin. To the south end is the German church, to the north end is the French church, built by the Huguenots, my ancestors, and directly to my left is a statue of Friedrich Schiller, the great German poet who wrote, among other things, the Ode to Joy that Beethoven set in his 9th Symphony. Directly behind me is the Konzerthaus, one of the great concert halls of the world. Until 1994, it was known as the Schauspielhaus. Actually, there have been many different edifices on this site, lost during various wars, but this one is special, and it was the site of a special concert you may remember from several years ago. It was in this hall, Christmas Day, 1989. Leonard Bernstein conducted a very special performance of Beethoven's 9th Symphony. It had been just 6 weeks since the Berlin Wall had been opened, and musicians gathered from around the world to be part of the orchestra for that special performance. Orchestra members from various orchestras, a large choir, and Bernstein conducting Beethoven's 9th on Christmas Day. They did make one change for that special performance. You remember I said that the statue of Friedrich Schiller is right in front of this concert hall, and they changed Schiller's Ode to Joy, An die Freude, to Ode to Freedom, An die Freiheit, for that special occasion after the Berlin Wall opening up. Leonard Bernstein said Schiller would have approved. This is the Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church in the heart of what was West Berlin, and it's been one of my favorite places for many years. The original church was built back in the 1890s, and then it was virtually destroyed during bombing raids in World War II, especially one in 1943, which leveled most of the property. When they got around to building a new church here, which wasn't until the early 1960s, they left that one tower from the old church as a war memorial, hence Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church. The new church, very modern even today, an octagonal sanctuary, was also a bell tower which is currently under renovation. Let's take a look inside. Here, just a few meters from one of the busiest thoroughfares in Berlin, the Kurfürstendamm, is this place of quiet and repose, which means a lot to me. This is the interior of the new sanctuary. You see the blue glass. It's sort of a honeycomb design. There are 21,000 separate panes of blue glass in this sanctuary. I first sang here when I was a teenager in 1965. And I've been back, I think, 8 times since. So it's a place that means a lot to me. I always come back. It's like an old friend, the Kaiser Wilhelm Church. This is the Philharmonie, home of the Berlin Philharmonic since 1963. And still, after 50 years, a wonder of architecture and acoustics. The Berlin Philharmonic had had many homes over the years. Some of them became inappropriate, some were destroyed during the war, and then when the Berlin Wall was erected in 1961, that cut off access to other halls as well. This was built between 1960 and 1963, designed by Hans Scharoun. The address? Herbert von Karajan Straße. We're finishing our tour here. We've worked up an appetite. Berlin is a wonderful city. filled with history, filled with beautiful sights, and filled with so much music. I hope you have a chance to come and enjoy it someday. Hope you've enjoyed our trip. Have some currywurst.